Hello, welcome to my channel, True Crime with KT. If you like what you see today, make sure and give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Instead of moving on to another case, I'm going to be going over Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell again today. The reason being is there's been a lot going on in the news with them in the past couple of weeks. There are some corrections that I need to mention from the last video that I made. I also want to share the video of Charles Fallow talking to law enforcement regarding getting a petition to have Lori committed or to do a commitment evaluation on her. I will include that video at the end here. Some of the corrections that I need to make briefly. I had said in the last video that Charles Fallow was shot in the back, and that was not the case. He was shot in the chest, and I think it was 2 times. But that makes a huge difference as to whether someone was shot in the back while they were leaving or if they were facing you. Another thing that I had said was that Tylee and JJ with their uncle Alex Cox were in a photo, and I said that it was Yosemite, but it wasn't. It was Yellowstone National Park. Also, I had said that Alex Cox died from unknown or mysterious causes, but they had initially thought that, but then they ruled it as blood clots in his lungs. It was just really interesting timing, though, because a lot of people had died in Lori's life, and then this was right after the children came up missing, and he's now a suspect, even though he's deceased. But it was just interesting timing for him to suddenly have blood clots and die when all of that was going on. Also, I had stated that Tammy Daybell was Chad Daybell's ex-wife, but they were still married when she passed away. And I want to mention in this photo right here, that's a photo of Lori Daybell's and Alex Cox's sister. I believe her name was Stacy Cox Cope. And she passed away on May 21st, 1998. I will discuss that later on in the video here. But the photo you're looking at now is Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, that passed away from mysterious circumstances. I want to discuss a timeline of events that have taken place in this case. And I had started making a chart, but I'm not quite through with it yet. I wanted to go ahead and get this video out, so I may attach this chart or make another video regarding it. We'll just have to see. But some of the important things that have happened in this case, I'm going to start with the death of Lori and Alex's sister, Stacy Cox Cope, who died, as I said, on May 21st, 1998. And I don't know what the cause of death was, but she was 31. Now, I had someone tell me that someone who supposedly knows Lori, that Lori and Alex didn't like Stacy. So it's very interesting to me that she's just another one on the list. I mean, I'm not implying, well, I am implying, but I'm not accusing anybody of anything necessarily. I'm just stating that's another person that's passed away that at a young age that know these people. And the next one would be Joseph Ryan, who is Lori's ex-husband. He died in 2018 of a heart attack. And he was young. I don't recall what his age. Whenever I read that, I think it was maybe in his 40s. Okay, and the next would be Charles Fallow, another one of Lori's husbands, died July 11th, 2019, and Lori's brother Alex killed him, and he said it was self-defense because, according to him, Charles was coming at him with a baseball bat and actually hit him in the back of the head and was coming back to do something else to him, so he shot him. And so the next one is Tammy Daybell, which, as I said, is Chad Daybell's former wife. They were married at the time, and she passed away in October of 2019 under mysterious circumstances. They had exhumed her body, and I don't know what the conclusion is regarding that, but it would be interesting to find out. The next death was Alex Cox himself, as I've previously mentioned, and he died on December 12th, 2019. Now, he was a truck driver, and they said he died of a blood clot to his lungs. But it's interesting timing, as I mentioned before. So that all these people have passed away in Lori and Chad's lives, and it's weird, really. And then there's the deaths of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, whose remains were recently located on Chad Daybell's property. And some details have come out regarding that are kind of gruesome. One report was that JJ had been wrapped in duct tape and had a bag over his head, and that Tylee's remains may have been dismembered and burned in a fire. I'm hoping those children were not tortured, but I don't really want to go into that anymore. But here's Lori, while her children are missing, here's Lori and Chad Daybell in Hawaii having a good time. And she had not produced the children for law enforcement as they had requested, which led to her arrest in Hawaii. And from what I've read, the family members last saw JJ and Tylee around September 2019. I was noticing in the last video that I posted with Lori talking to law enforcement that she was very charming, maybe slightly manipulative. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, she was very charming. And she'd been in pageants, and she sort of knows how to carry herself and smile and appear to be pleasant. But I'm wondering if maybe she's a narcissist. It seems like she thinks she's right about everything, and that she can supposedly kill people just with her thoughts, and that she's like a part of the 144,000 who will go to heaven, and that she knows that Jesus is coming next month in July. I mean, that's coming up. That's in a couple of days. I mean, I'm wondering, she's going to be in jail. I'm just wondering how that's going to play out for her. And she sort of saw herself as a God figure. So there's a lot of narcissism there. And I'm wondering if maybe there's some antisocial personality disorder, which would make her a sociopath or psychopath. I mean, that's a possible diagnosis for her. But I noticed that in court, when she was brought back from Hawaii, she was smiling and seemed to be very happy. And it just seemed to be very inappropriate affect. And obviously, she's delusional. And with all the mysterious deaths surrounding Lori and Alex's family, I'm just wondering what their family history was like. What was the family dynamic? I had read somewhere that their father was schizophrenic, and I'm wondering if that had some sort of influence on them and their mental status and their behaviors. I'm sure it did. I don't see any evidence of schizophrenia, but she has some symptoms she's delusional, obviously. But it would be interesting to learn more about their family history. I'm wondering if both Alex and Lori could possibly be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, which is the one that they consider being a psychopath or sociopath. As I said, I have attached the video of Charles Fallow talking to law enforcement, trying his best to have Lori evaluated for commitment. And it's sad that that fell through the cracks, because not long after that, he was shot by her brother, and then the children came up missing. But, it just seems like when she was talking to law enforcement, there just wasn't enough there to hold her necessarily. They just had her husband's, Charles' word, saying that she had threatened to kill him and that she was having these bizarre thoughts. But when the law enforcement spoke with her, she didn't express any of that. And that was probably the case when she was evaluated by Bridges Mental Health Care Center. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please feel free to share. And also, if you have any comments that you would like to make, I would appreciate that in the comments section below.
So is she in there?
What's going on? Why is she here and you're not here, or are you staying here with her?
Long story. She's had kind of a break from reality. She thinks you're LDS?
Yes.
She thinks she's married to Moroni in the past. This is her
You think she's what?
We're married to Moroni, the top of the temple.
Angel Moroni. LDS. Angel.
They don't let me in there.
Probation, and she knows when the second coming is happening next year, so does the prophet.
Okay.
He knows it, she knows about it. She meets with Moroni, Jesus Christ, face to face in the temple every day. I've tried to support her as much as I could, but it's gotten really, really bad lately. She's had a break. She says, I'm Nick Schneider. I've taken over Charles's body, and Charles has been killed. I'm going to kill you. You're going to be murdered today or tomorrow. I can do it. I'm back there with my priesthood, with my power. She does priesthood blessings. She does.
So who's Nick Schneider? Okay.
That's who I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Right. Okay. So he's not at church. He's not.
She took my truck from the airport. Suspect she took my truck from the airport last night when I flew in. She canceled my flights. I had to buy another ticket to come back home. I've got a 6-year-old with special needs.
Right. And he's safe at school somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
For now. If she knows I'm here, she's going to go get it.
Okay. What car? What is she driving?
A black Infiniti QX80.
And you've looked all through the parking lots.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do you have the license plate on that?
It's KDM 62 or 63 or 67. It's handicapped. Okay?
That's in the pin. There it is.
And I don't know where she put my truck. She took $35,000 in cash out of our account yesterday. Sent me payroll. I mean, I just never thought she would do anything like this, but she's just lost touch with reality. I'm not me. She yells. She's unhinged. It's scared the crap out of me.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming you guys have phones. Is that an iPhone?
Yes.
Are you able to track to see where her phone is right now?
Her
I
phone's
hear
right here with me.
iPhones.
Her phone's with me.
Oh, your phone. Now, how did you get her phone?
Because it was in the car this morning when she pulled up to school. I took the keys out of her purse out so she couldn't leave. That's when I called you guys.
Okay.
Somehow she has a spare set of keys and left with my dog. And so I don't know where I saw this in her purse. Don't think she's here. They were going to give me a key to the room. I was going to go, if you guys will come with me, see if she's in the room.
We can't just go in. If you're not allowed to go in, we can't either. We can
on my
just.
credit card, she did the room.
Okay, that's going to be up to them if they allow you to go in. Now, we can't. Now, you guys are
you guys
married,
wait
so
here?
there shouldn't be. No, we're waiting for right now. What we're doing is my sergeant wanted to get some information from you. I was about to call you, but then Gary said you were here. We are just going to wait a second. My sergeant, they're on their way because we have a sergeant training. So they're going to be here. They have the paperwork. So if she is here, we knock on the door, she's here. That's why we need the paperwork in hand. Okay, so we can take her. So
Tell me again real quick.
That's why we're here.
What's her first name?
Lori?
Lori. And tell me again about the vehicle. It's a black Infinity
QX80.
QX80.
Yes, sir.
And try that license plate again.
Give them a call.
KDM.
KDM.
62. It's KDM something.
KDM 62,
Yeah,
63,
something like this.
67.
Handicap plate.
Handicap.
Yes.
Is it registered to you?
Yes.
Spell your last name again.
V as in Victor, ALLOW.
Vallow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's an SUV that you're describing, right? Okay, I know what it is.
I'm going to go check and see if I can go in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, sir?
Okay. Also find out if they'll give you permission to go into that room.
She had a separate set of car keys and she was able to leave the school. That's why Team 1 wasn't able to get a hold of her. So we're not sure if she's here or not. He's thinking that he would be able to get in the room. And I said, that's up to you and that's up to the hotel. That's not what we do. So I told him that we're waiting for you with the paperwork. And that's what we've got going on right now. He thinks she's still staying here just for the reason is that he was able to grab that key out of her purse in the car at that school in Central area, wherever that school was. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you just what she's saying and the reason the 909 came out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna, how about we all meet back at the car? We are on the north side of that Home 2, which is just west of this building. It's the building west. It's the other hotel. We'll all meet right there. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so if his truck is gone, how did he get here?
I have no idea. He didn't tell me that. By the way, I have that tour at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll go. He wants a sidebar before we do it. Where did he go?
He went back in to find out whether or not they'll give him permission to enter into that room.
Tell him I don't want him going to that.
He's not going to the room.
Okay. Let's go back over to our cars. They'll be here in just a minute or two, and he wants we need to do a powwow.
Okay.
So.
Let me I'll meet you over there. I'm just going to tell him, because he's gone to the lobby. I just want him to know he needs to wait around here so we can find him.
The biggest thing, okay, so she wants to marry Moroni, which is great, fantastic, fine and dandy. That's not as bad as the UFO thing. Yeah, I'm going to go off.
Me too.